Welcome to the Tradex Foods 3-Minute Market Insight. This is Robert Ryerson, and here's the seafood news for the week of May 25th, 2020. In this week's episode, we give you a compact power update on the global seafood markets for market squid, Alaska and Russian Pacific cod, pollock and halibut, and Alaska salmon. Starting off with California market squid. In a turn of events, we might actually see a big harvest year this season compared to 2019-2020 season, which was labeled a total bust with only 29.9 million pounds harvested. For the 2020 and 2021 season, which runs April to March, already has been 12.3 million pounds landed, with last month's catch seen as one of the best Aprils since 2010, where almost 230 million pounds were harvested during the 2010-2011 season. If this season turns out to be a big year, we should see the return of California market squid exports compared to 2019, where most sales went to local food service due to the shortage as a result of the poor harvest. The Oceanic Nino Index, although we experienced some weak El Nino conditions since October, according to the International Research Institute, the model forecast calls for neutral conditions in summer with some chance of La Niña by fall. Noting that from a statistical standpoint, La Niña conditions seem to run parallel with good harvest years. Moving on to Pacific halibut, and as of May 15th, 2020, just over 3.5 million pounds of West Coast Pacific halibut has been harvested, compared to the 6.3 million pounds harvested during the same time last year. Here's what Tradex seafood purchaser Rob McNutt has to say about the current halibut market situation.
Halibut efforts have been light. Fishermen are saying the Canadian fishery is especially slow, and there have been issues finding fish. The fresh market is slow at best. Most processors are buying and processing hand to mouth. This market continues to be unstable, with ground prices bouncing up and down.
For years now, West Coast Pacific halibut has been struggling to compete with the less expensive Canadian Atlantic halibut, but is now also having to compete with the increasing imports of halibut caught in Russia and processed in China. Although farmed Atlantic halibut cannot be compared to wild halibut, we would like to note that earlier this year, National Fishermen reported that fresh farmed Atlantic halibut was spotted for sale at $9.99 a pound at a Costco near Seattle. We reached out to the International Pacific Halibut Commission for any comments on all this, but were not given a response at the time of filming. Moving on to Pacific cod, and Alaska's A-season fishery just wrapped up harvesting over 93,000 metric tons, while over in Russia, just 63,000 metric tons of pea cod has been harvested, equating to about 60% of Alaska's 2020 total allowable catch and 35% of Russia's 2020 total allowable harvest. As for 2021 total allowable catch for Pacific cod, Alaska will be reduced to about 112,000 metric tons, whereas Russia is set to increase their pea cod total allowable catch to just over 212,000 metric tons. Pacific cod continues to be sold at big box stores and is still in high demand, where twice and once frozen treated and untreated cod is sold. Recent raw materials pricing out of China range from $2,600 a metric ton for Russian frozen at sea trawl, $3,000 a metric ton for Russian longline, and Alaskan frozen at sea trawl, and $3,500 a metric ton for Alaska longline. For the North American markets, this translates to about $1.20 to $1.35 a pound and $1.60 respectively. Moving on to pollock, and latest NOAA fisheries landing reports show that over 697,000 metric tons of Alaskan pollock harvested, while in Russia, just over 1 million metric tons has been harvested, equating to roughly 45% of Alaska's pollock total allowable catch harvested and 58% of Russia's pollock total allowable catch harvested. As for the 2021 total allowable catch for pollock, Alaska and Russia are set to see a slight increase to 1.58 million and 1.97 million metric tons, respectively. As food service is set to start back up soon, our recommendation is to look into chem-free pollock loins for its versatility, price point, consistency, and all of the qualities a chem-free product delivers.
What does it mean to be a clean protein? A clean protein is a completely unaltered, 100% all-natural product. Sinbad Gold Pollock loins contain absolutely zero additives, chemicals, or preservatives. When cooked, there's zero shrink from fillers, and the product doesn't fall apart. This means that the restaurant gets exactly the amount of fish they paid for, resulting in accurate profit margins and a product that consistently delivers on quality, flavor, and texture. Contact your Tradex Foods representative to schedule a demo.
Lastly, since salmon is on everyone's mind these days, here is a compact update. The Copper River Salmon Fishery opened May 14th with the traditional first of the season Copper River King salmon fillets advertised at Pike Place Market for $74.99 US a pound. However, prices were also noted to be seen at other fish counters at $38 US a pound. 2019 grounds price for Copper River Kings was around $10 a pound, whereas the 2020 grounds price has been reported at $6 to $6.50. We suspect pricing to drop over the next 3 weeks, and as we get closer to June 20th to 25th, the lower the price will be. There's a lot going on right now with the fisheries, and there is still some uncertainty due to COVID. Our recommendations again is to not wait for the market to normalize before making your inventory purchases. You should be planning and making your purchasing needs now. Talk to us at Tradex Foods about your seafood needs. Thank you for joining me for the Tradex Foods 3-Minute Market Insight. This is Robert Ryerson reminding you to stay safe, buy smart, and eat more seafood.